Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Queen City Unleashed. I'm Sheyo Lushina.
And it's your boy KJ.
And we're back with another episode. KJ, we dropped our first episode about 2 weeks ago. I remember being excited. I was like, oh, we're about to do it. And then we did. How did you feel? What is the feedback you've gotten? I've been pumped about it. I'm sure you have been too.
Yeah, man. It was like a weight, just off our shoulders, man. We got it under our belt, man. Everybody was excited. They was telling me about it. They loved it. That's the thing, man. Just bringing people together, man. That's the biggest thing.
I will tell people, from idea to putting it out, KJ and I were moving. It was about a month from when we talked about it, shot, edited, got the soundtrack, everything put together in a month. And I was driving home one day listening to another one of the podcasts I listened to, and it ended, and then ours came up, and I saw a logo, and I hear a beat, and I was like, oh my gosh, we're actually on podcast platforms. And it was exciting. People reaching out hey, this is great. People in the comments hey, we really need this. One of my friends in Baltimore was like, hey, I really want to support, so I listened to, and it's you guys did a great job. So it's cool. And people are excited about this idea that we have and what we're trying to do, and hearing that there's a need for it, there's a space for it to be successful here in Charlotte. It's exciting.
That's the biggest thing, man. People are needing somewhere to go to just hear different things that's happening in Charlotte, and so just being able to just provide that for you guys is the biggest thing that we're trying to shoot for.
So we appreciate everybody who's subscribed to YouTube or followed Instagram or listened or shared or reposted, commented, everything. We appreciate you. We're in the very early beginnings, and we're excited about where this is going to take us, but we appreciate all the support.
And if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe right now. Absolutely. Follow, hit the notification bell. Make sure you get notified that the podcast is dropping, because we dropping episodes, guys. Just want to let you know.
I will tell you, I watched back the footage before we put it out, and the smile on my face when I said follow, like, subscribe for the first time. I've been listening to podcasts, watching YouTube videos forever. I have never, ever got the chance to do it. I don't know if anything made me happier than that. Getting to do this, follow, like, subscribe, and then seeing it pop up, I really thought I was somebody.
Man, he just checked off something on his bucket list, y'all. I'm trying to tell you, that was a dream of his, and he got it accomplished. That's the biggest thing.
I was real happy. Well, hey, our podcast is about the Queen City, so I figured this week we talk about some Queen City trivia.
Ooh, okay.
So I got a few questions. I've done some research. If you have other trivia questions or things you think you're interested in, let us know. You got a random fun fact about Charlotte, but I got a few for KJ that I'm gonna throw at him and see if he knows them, and then give a little bit of the background that I might have.
Don't give me nothing too hard, man, because I hope these questions ain't hard.
I don't think they're hard. The first one is something that I've had to wrestle with being here. And it's the fact that we call our downtown area Uptown. To me, that has bothered me to my core, because in every city, it's called downtown, but we call it Uptown. And so I actually had to understand the history. Do you know why they call it Uptown?
Is it because our Uptown area or downtown area is a little bit elevated than the rest of the city?
That is actually part of it.
Oh,
that
okay.
That is part of it. But a lot of people in Charlotte used to live south of central Charlotte, Uptown, downtown area. And so when people were saying they were going to do something, they were going uptown. So literally directionally uptown into the Uptown area.
Wow.
So fun fact though, they called it Uptown up until 1929. And then the people, probably a bunch of people like myself, revolted and started calling it downtown. But then in 1974, a proclamation from the mayor or city council or something officially dubbed it Uptown.
Are you for real?
So forever,
wow.
Historically, it is Uptown now. But there was a stint about 50 years where they went back to calling it downtown. But now forever, it's Uptown.
Man, I'm always learning some kind of historical fact with you, man.
And after that, I had to accept. I'm like, you know what? It's Uptown. Whether I like it or not, whether I agree with the naming convention, it's Uptown. It's Uptown of our city, and we're gonna roll with it.
We gotta roll with it. I mean, they ain't changing it no time soon.
Yeah, not because this podcast says so.
Exactly.
So, another one. You know who Charlotte, the city which Queen is named after, Queen Charlotte.
Yep.
Do you know who her husband was?
I'm gonna just throw out a Hail Mary right here.
Okay.
And I feel like a lot of kings have a unique name,
Oh, this is good.
but I feel like his name was basic.
Okay.
I'm gonna say George.
It sure was. Do you know?
Is it really right?
It actually is right.
It is.
But do you know which George though?
What do you
Because
mean?
you know the kings. There's multiple.
Yeah,
So
they
do
be
you know-
name next generation be named the same name.
Yeah. So do you know which George?
I'm gonna say it's got to be between the second or the third.
It's the third.
It's the third.
This guy knew this question. He knew the answer to this question
Nah,
already.
listen. Let me tell you.
This guy knew.
Let me tell you.
He knew already. He knew.
I got something called BPI. All right, it's called Black People Instinct. I'm gonna let you know. All right. All right, you know what I'm saying? My ancestors, they was here with me.
Oh my goodness.
You know what I mean?
Oh wow. Okay. Google will also help you with that. Whether you have BPI or not, just Google will help you get that information. Another thing that I have learned because of my job in healthcare, and this isn't so much a question, I don't think a lot of people know this, but we know that Charlotte's a big banking hub, probably the number 2 hub in the country. But did you know that Charlotte actually is set up that should something happen to Wall Street in New York, Charlotte has the infrastructure to stand up like Wall Street 2.0, so that like trading and the stocks and everything, like the stock market and all of that, could be brought to Charlotte if there was some catastrophe in New York.
I did not know this whatsoever.
When I got told, I said, excuse me? They were like, yeah, no, we have the infrastructure that Wall Street, all the trading, stocks and everything, if something happened, they could move all of that.
It'll just migrate.
They have
wild.
all the systems. I'm sure they'd have to move a whole bunch of stuff around, but like,
Yeah.
it's got the infrastructure to be able to do it here. I mean, because the American stock market is crucial for the entire world. So
Right.
like, it can't just be down. And so they can move the whole thing here.
Bro, I've never ever heard that
It
before
was
in my
one of the
life.
most surprising things, and I only learned it because of, again, my job, that emergency response. Like, we have to know like how a catastrophe could affect things in the city, and so that is one of the big ones that we learned.
Quick pause though. My man here just got him a new job,
Oh,
and I
come
just
on
want to
now.
give him a hand clap, y'all. Come on now.
Thank you. I
Hey,
appreciate
listen,
it.
man, we gotta celebrate that,
I
man.
appreciate it.
I know you happy, man.
I-
Just tell how happy are you, man?
Man, I'm happy. It's a new challenge, new responsibility, and still for the same great company. So I'm excited about what it will bring for me. What I most enjoyed was my week off.
His fun employment, okay.
A week of fun employment. I was having a ball. I was out. I got a massage. I played a couple rounds of golf. I went to the beach. Pedicure. Fellas, if you're not getting pedicures, take care of your dogs. It's not just for the ladies. It's also for you. We can also take care of ourselves. And it's a game changer, especially before the summer. You're wearing your flip-flops, your Crocs, whatever, your Birkenstocks, whatever your medium of open-toe footwear is. Take care of your dogs before you put them out there in the streets. The rest of us appreciate it, sincerely. Everyone else. But no, it was a good week, and sleeping in. I was actually doing some reading. You know, I don't read a lot, but I was doing some reading.
That's good.
And it was just a good week, and I think being able to do that and rest and chill before starting the new job, because you start a new job, like, it's a lot of information you're taking in those first couple of weeks, so that rest is really important. So I'm excited about the role. Again, great opportunity, and I'm excited to see what happens. I'm sure I'll be giving updates as we get along the way.
Yeah, just wanted to shout him out and
I
congratulate
appreciate-
him, y'all.
I appreciate
yeah,
that.
if you in the comments or wherever you listening at, man, just congratulate
Thank
Shay,
you.
man.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Another question for you. So our NBA team currently now is a Charlotte
Hornets. Yeah.
Hornets. Okay. Do you know that this was not all like the history of the basketball team? Like, are you familiar with it?
Just a little bit. I'm a little bit familiar.
So the Charlotte Hornets actually started here in like the late 80s. But then the owner took the team to New Orleans.
New Orleans, yep.
So do you remember Chris Paul back in the day played for the New Orleans Hornets?
Yep.
Right. So they were the Hornets there, and it was the same franchise that just got moved down there. And then I think in 2002-ish or something, they changed their name to the New Orleans Pelicans.
Mm-hmm.
So that's officially they're the Pelicans now. So then the Hornets were up for grab again. 2004, the Charlotte Bobcats team got started.
Yeah.
And then about 2014, they changed their name back to the original Charlotte Hornets.
Yep.
So it's been 2 Charlotte Hornets teams, but it's been different franchises. So I didn't even realize that. I knew the Bobcats because I'm from Virginia, so that was like the closest between the Wizards and the Bobcats were the closest team. But I didn't know that it was a completely different franchise that like took the name and then changed it.
You know, the funny thing is though, like, I really think when the name change came back to Charlotte in 2014, it was just a huge adjustment for Charlotte in general. Like, I just feel like the culture and the community, like, it was just a huge, like, it felt like a refresh and a rebrand in a sense. You know what I mean?
But also, I feel like it probably had to be like a piece of home came back, because when it left, and then the Bobcats wasn't quite the same. So I'm sure getting the name back, people were able to bring back like their retro stuff.
Exactly.
I feel like that must have been
some people had some Muggsy Bowl jerseys.
For sure.
Come on,
sure.
Yeah,
for
exactly.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, I thought that was a very interesting team. Sticking with professional sports, did you know that we had a WNBA team here before?
That's something I did not know whatsoever.
So I'm watching a lot of WNBA right now. If you're not, you're missing a good product. They've got a good game. I'm an Aces fan. Asia Wilson and the gang, Kelsey Plum. I'm with the Aces. But doing research about the league, it's a new league, but one of the original teams, I think maybe in year 1 or year 2, was the Charlotte Sting. So in the same kind of Hornets in the Sting,
right?
They were the Charlotte Sting, and they were here from 97 to 2007, and then the team left. And so they're part of it being a young league. They're trying to find a city where like it can really blossom and grow. And I guess Charlotte at the time just wasn't one of those cities. But we had a team, Charlotte Sting, and I would love to get a WNBA team back here in the city.
We need to bring something back, because I'm not gonna hold you. I'm really a big fan of women's basketball, like legit. Like college games, I'll go to watch women's basketball, like all that. I think it's an entertaining sport.
And I would tell you, I've been a fan since before this new wave of fandom. Like I remember watching Maya Moore at UConn get buckets and then get drafted to the league, and so like I've been a fan for a minute. So I'm excited that it's getting a lot more popularity, and I would love for Charlotte to get a team so that way we can pull up and go watch some games. Like the environment seemed fun, so I would love to be able to watch some games there.
Fun fact: my sister actually played college basketball for UNC Pembroke. Like legit, that's how I got into basketball, just because of her.
Again, from episode 1, a Hooper's Hooper. Like
it runs in the family, y'all. For real.
Wait, tell us about this. Did you just get back into playing?
I just got back into playing. I just joined a league with a couple people I go to church with, man.
Okay.
And so, like, I'm out of shape. Like, legit. Like, I'm going to be real with you. I'm out of shape. Like, man, the first game we had, I was gassed. I had about 15 points, but
15 of your first game back.
At 15, my first game back, but I was probably like 6 for like 15, 16, something like that. It ain't terrible first game back, but also at the same time, it ain't like, you know,
putting up Anthony Edwards numbers.
Nah, can't be like that, man. I'm trying to be like Ant in the first round of the playoffs where he dropping 43. You know what I'm saying?
15 points.
That ain't bad.
You're a shooter too, aren't you?
I'm a shoot. I hit a couple threes out the pull up, you know, out the dribble. You know what I'm saying? That's my game, y'all. I don't want to give y'all too many secrets, man, because then y'all gonna learn how to guard me. I ain't got time for all that.
My first game back, I played at the Dowd Y. So if you're in Charlotte, you know the Dowd Y. One of my friends started calling it Club Dowd, because he said it's so many people there and sometimes the music's so loud that it feels like a club, which I thought was a very interesting, very random. I was like, oh, the club.
I don't know if I can adopt that name.
Yeah, me either. That's one I'm just like, I'm not sure about. But I played, some buddies of mine were going, and I went and played, and it was the first time in years. And soccer was always my sport. Like, I'm a soccer player first. Basketball is something I love playing, but like, I'm not the person who's gonna come out there. 15 might be a career high. But I can get you 15 rebounds, and you want me to defend the other team's best player, I can do that. We went out there the first day, and man, it was all just kind of coming back. I played for about 2.5 hours,
That's wild.
and I was just so happy.
Yeah.
The next day, KJ,
Sore.
ev- getting up from any seated position was painful. I was walking, and each step I was like, oh my God, help. Please.
And this was before he got the new job, y'all.
I was like, what is going? It was painful. Afterwards, I said, you know what? We're getting a little older. We're gonna need to make sure we do a stretch, a warm up, and then a cool down. See, a lot of us know a lot of us know the stretch and warm up.
Yeah.
We don't remember the cool down. We finish, we take
down.
the shoes off, we're going to the next place.
Yeah.
The cool down is gonna be the cool down, and then the nighttime stretch after you played. So now I know, but I enjoy. We're gonna have to hoop together. Queen City Unleash hoops.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, stay tuned. We might have a hoop channel. Look at that. We might have a hoop channel. Let's not think too fast, y'all. I just got excited for a second. That's all it was.
Okay, last random Charlotte trivia question, and this one brings my heart so much joy. When was the last time Charlotte proper, had a snowflake?
Wow. I want to say it had to be like snow, right? Like
Snow.
actual snow. Man, it had to be like 2020.
No, we had some. So I moved here in 2020, and I remember we had a snowstorm that people got in the streets of Charlotte and were driving. Back to our first episode where I said Charlotte drivers can't drive. Another PSA. If you are not comfortable on the road during snow, I understand. I get it. If you're not familiar with it, from one of the warmer states and you're not familiar, you haven't seen snow, I absolutely understand. Please don't leave the house when it snows. That is not the time for you to go learn how to drive in the snow. We've got Uber Eats. You got friends who have trucks who are familiar with driving in the snow. Let them bring you the groceries, please. I saw people swerving all across South Boulevard because they had to go to Publix to get bread, egg, and milk. First off, how much bread, egg, and milk are y'all actually eating in your personal lives that when it snows, that's the first thing y'all grab?
Oh my goodness.
Like, that's just not me personally. But again, if you're not comfortable driving in snow, I'm not here to shame you for it. I get it. Just please don't drive and put the rest of us at risk.
It sounds like they need to just think ahead of time, right? And prepare. Like, so
Right.
Before like the snow actually lays on the ground, like let's go to the store before, you know what I mean? Like before taking a quick nap on the ground, like let's go to the store before it happens. You know what I mean?
To answer the question though, it's been 2 years. So it's like 2021 winter.
Okay.
Like December, January was the last time we actually got
way.
snow. And the reason that makes my heart happy is I hate the snow.
Ooh. Okay.
So it makes me so happy that we do not see flakes. I don't have to worry about it. Also in healthcare, it's a really challenging aspect because it puts a lot more people at risk. You have falls. And then for hospitals, you have to sometimes figure out how to put your employees up because they can't leave and come back safely. So it becomes a whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I hate the snow. I don't like being cold. My family's from Nigeria.
Thank you. I hate being cold.
I hate it.
Mm-mm.
I absolutely hate it. So for me, it's like I can't do it. I don't need to see snow. I like going to visit places that have snow and come back. But I don't like when snow in the South, snow affects people's lives. Things close, you can't do certain things. So I don't like the effect that snow has on it. I think snow is beautiful, but let me go see snow somewhere else.
Matter of fact, I don't even got to go nowhere. I can just pull up a video and watch some snow. That's it. I don't need to go nowhere.
You don't even.
I don't like being cold. Nope. I don't want no type of chilly breeze hit my skin unless it's the wind. Like if you got a good little windy breeze on a sunny hot day, then come anytime wind.
But yeah, snow for me. And then speaking of weather, though, we're in May.
Mm-hmm.
It's hot.
It's hot.
I'm worried about this summer.
It is hot.
My first 2 summers in Charlotte. So summer of 20 and then 21. Perfect weather. And I said, oh, I'm going to love the summers here. And then we got to 2022 And the guys I play soccer with, they said, "Now this is a real Charlotte summer." I said, "Oh, this is hot." They're like, "Yes, this is what we're used to." And the
Yeah.
fact that we're flirting with the 90s and it's
Yes.
only May, July is
Not even just that. Literally last week, one morning, it was like 80 degrees.
I'm concerned. I'm concerned. I'm gonna be very honest. I'm concerned.
I'm not about it. I do not like. Listen, I don't like sweating. I'm gonna just be honest with you. I really don't like sweating. So like, if it's hitting 91, 92, sweat bullets gonna come down my face, my forehead, all types of stuff. I don't like it getting in my eye. Sometimes it touch the lip and it be salty. I'm not about it, y'all. I can't do it. No, I just don't like sweat whatsoever.
I feel you. I feel you. So I don't know what we're gonna do. You will find me out on the lake quite a bit this summer because it's a nice place to cool down. But this heat, but I prefer the heat over snowflakes. So
I'm with you. I listen.
So-
If pollen, if you want to come get me some allergies every now and then, I'd rather take you than I'll take me a cold front. So, yeah.
yeah,
Mm-mm.
pollen versus cold. The cough and cold, I take the pollen. The allergies, and I'll take that. I'll take that.
Exactly.
Okay, so I got some more questions for us
Okay.
for the people to kind of get to know us a little bit.
Right.
Some Shay and KJ trivia. So maybe we'll ask these, down the road, see if people remember.
Yeah.
Sports. You're a basketball player. You're
Yeah.
a soccer player. Is that your favorite sport to watch?
That is
Basketball.
definitely my favorite sport to
Okay.
watch. I think I'm equal with track and basketball.
Okay.
I love track.
You watching like the track circuits?
Yeah,
like,
I'm
outside
watching
of the Olympics.
exactly
Oh,
outside
wow,
the.
you're into
I'm into it. I watched the high school athletes like across the country, that kind of thing. I even saw the high school guy. I think he's a sophomore in high school. He ran like a 44 of 45 seconds in the 400. That's really unheard of nowadays. So I don't know what kind of food they feeding these kids. But yeah, I love basketball and track, man. Those are the two things I love to watch.
You were into the deep cut circuit of wow.
Yeah.
I am definitely a world championship Olympics guy when it comes to track and field. That's about it. I do keep up a little bit. Virginia Tech has a storied, good program in the ACC for track and field, so I keep up
Mhm.
with them. But apart from that, yeah, it's really the Olympics, which is coming up. So
Yeah.
now's my time
Yeah.
to see. We got some great runners that are ready to roll for the United States. I'm excited about it. But basketball, who's your team? Are you a Hornets guy?
So the thing is, I always rep the Hornets. Don't get me wrong, I always rep the Hornets. But I don't have like a preferred team. Like I just love to watch basketball. I might have players.
Yeah.
So like you spoke about Anthony Edwards earlier. He's a player that I love to watch. I love Devin Booker. I love
Okay.
to watch Brandon Ingram. Like I love underdogs too, man.
Brandon Ingram's a hometown guy.
Yeah,
right?
he's from Kinston, North Carolina.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
exactly. So like, I love like underdog teams. Zion Williamson's a guy I love to watch.
Okay.
That kind of thing. Jalen Brunson. So guys that just like they came out of nowhere, basically.
Okay.
You know. Yeah, that's my kind of thing.
I am originally born in Detroit. Didn't really grow up there. I moved as a baby, but originally born in Detroit. So I'm a Detroit fan for most sports. As a Pistons fan right now, don't have a lot to cheer for, but I'm definitely a player guy.
Yeah, they didn't even get the first round pick this year, man. I mean, like the first.
I
pick,
need to
yeah.
speak to somebody about
first-
the lottery
the first
because
pick,
the
yeah.
Pistons really need it,
Yeah.
and we haven't gotten it. But yeah, I'm a Pistons fan on paper, but I'm really rooting for wherever LeBron's playing.
Bro.
So, and we're getting to the point where he's going to be retiring, and it has really left me in a place of wondering and looking for that next person, because there's something about cheering for a team is great, but the NBA now, guys get traded from teams multiple times or leave multiple times in a career. And so being
Yeah.
a fan of a team is like hard because your favorite players might not even play. They might go to your rivals.
Exactly.
So it's hard. So Anthony Edwards
Yes.
is the guy that I'm looking at. As like, I think this might be my next guy. That he's fun and he's got the swag. He's
Great humor. Yeah.
he's hilarious.
Yeah.
Hilarious. So I like his game a lot. Luka Doncic looks like he's in cruise control whenever he plays.
No, that's real.
He is mesmerizing to watch, and I just enjoy watching the way he plays basketball. Trying to think, I like Jason Tatum. I think he's good. Another guy, Paolo Banchero in
man.
Orlando.
Yeah, that young guy. Yeah.
I'm hoping I'm excited to see the next day. So I think that's where I'm going into. I used to meet people growing up. There's like, I'm a fan of certain players, and I'm like, I don't get it. I think now I'm getting it,
Now
because
you
like if your
understand.
favorite
Yep.
player leaves or your team is like not giving you much to root for, you want to like be able to turn on TV. Also, you want to be able to watch games.
Exactly.
I don't know if the Pistons get any primetime games.
Exactly.
So I want to be able to cheer for something. So I think those are some of the young guys that I'm looking at as like, I just watch. And honestly, the playoffs right now, I'm just enjoying good basketball.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good, fun,
They going to
competitive.
game sevens. You get to watch every single game and
close.
battle back and forth. Yeah.
Close.
Exactly.
So I think that's something I'm very much enjoying right now. Other sports, I do like Premier League. I like English soccer.
Are you a big fan? Have you gone to any Charlotte FC games?
I have. I've gone to a few Charlotte FC games. I am optimistic about the future of Charlotte FC.
Right.
I think Charlotte FC being so new, a big thing in soccer is like culture. You get the same plays. Coaches have different styles, different ways they like to coach a team. Sadly, I think we're on our third coach now. And so it's hard for players to adopt like a certain style of play, because you have to learn it and then get familiar with it and then be able to perfect it. And I think that once Charlotte gets some consistency with coaching, I think they can start to really compete in the MLS. Honestly, I'm just excited about the growth of soccer in the country. But Premier League, I watch that. Love Sunday football. Love Sunday football.
Yeah.
Like, it's a good time. Like,
yeah, I just love when everybody tailgate, man. That's my biggest thing.
see, we might have to get you back to Virginia Tech, because
Yeah.
Virginia Tech knows how to tailgate.
I love a good tailgate.
They get out
man.
there with the smokers at 7, 8 in the morning for the game that doesn't start till 4. So the meat is just falling apart at like 12:30.
That's
We're gonna
my
have to
kind
get
of.
you to
That's
get you
my
to
kind of
tailgate.
tailgate, man.
Okay. All right. Music. What kind of music are you into? And not just like genre as a whole, because I feel like there are artists in certain genres that are different. But do you have a genre? Do you have certain artists that like you're big fans of?
I like I my playlist is full of artists that are specifically like songwriters, and they're really like indie artists, that kind
Okay.
of thing. So like independent artists or guys that are like, maybe I wouldn't say SoundCloud or anything like that, but
Not
but
the deep cuts.
but more so like they're just underrated. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So like there's a guy that I listen to. His name is Kid Travis. He has a good like beat sound and that kind of thing, and he just loves to mix and match music, man.
Okay.
He'll take audio clips from his phone that he'll record, and he'll mix it in with his actual song and that kind of thing.
Kid Travis.
Kid Travis,
Shout
yeah.
out Kid Travis.
Kid Travis, you keep doing your thing, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kid Travis.
Yeah.
Who else?
So I'm a big fan of also like, Christian worship music, that kind of stuff too. I just love being able to, because I'm also a video guy. So,
Okay.
I love how they also like merged video with their songs.
Yeah.
Right. And so it kind of tells a story in
Yeah.
a sense, that kind of thing. So I don't have any like specifics in terms of that, but I do love like I appreciate all types of music.
Okay.
If I'm being honest with you. Yeah.
You're into country music?
I can appreciate it. You
Okay,
know, I'm not
okay.
a country music fan,
Okay.
right? But I can appreciate country
Okay,
music for sure.
Fair enough.
I mean, Beyonce came with her country album, and I was like, okay, this is actually pretty solid. It's pretty
Okay,
tight. I
okay.
ain't like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she ain't like bring me onto the country bandwagon, but like it wasn't too bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Music. I'm trying to think. So there's a husband and wife duo,
Okay.
Johnny Swim.
Oh, okay. I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Love them.
Yeah.
We've seen them, I think, 3 times. One of their songs, "Take the World," was our first dance song for our wedding. Huge fans. And like they're just good people. Like they're on tour. Sometimes they're taking their kids with them, but like good music, great messages, and they're talented.
Well, you tell me this then, in your perspective, because we're not like deep musicians or
No,
anything
no.
like that, but we appreciate
Oh,
music.
yeah.
What makes a good song, man? In your perspective.
I think there are a couple things. Ooh, that's a good question. I think one, it's what is the content of it, like verbally, like what are you actually saying?
Yeah.
Because I think you can have. I've not been heartbroken, thankfully, but like I think there are great songs that are about like being heartbroken, and I think the way you tell the story, like, can you transport us to this emotion that you're having? Some are also just fun songs, like some of your favorite like college songs that came out. Like I saw a playlist earlier that was talking about like these songs turned 10 years old.
Yeah.
And it took me all the way back to college and a meeting. And it's just more like sometimes it's the beat of music. So I feel like it changes depending, like, because some songs that we love from like our college days, the messaging behind them is ridiculous.
Yeah, no, that's
but
real.
we love the beat, we love the energy behind
Or the
it.
nostalgia of it. Like,
Exactly,
yeah,
the nostalgia of it. So, so Johnny Swim, they're great musicians and they're great songwriters. And so they do a good job of putting that all together. North Carolina guy, a lot of love for J. Cole.
Yeah.
A lot of love for J. Cole. Like, he's probably my favorite rapper. Like, he's just, you talk about content, like good content, but also fun.
We'll talk about the tradition that you do too, man. You go to the Dreamville.
Oh, yeah, I've been to Dreamville twice. My brother and I, it's always around his birthday, so we've been to Dreamville twice. It's a good time. Like, they put on a really, really good festival. Honestly, the only music festival I've been to, hopefully getting to go to the one in Charlotte next, whenever they have that one next. But love J. Cole's music. I mean, I could turn it on anytime. He's got an album. Someone else that I'm interested in their album whenever it drops again, Chance the Rapper.
Yeah.
The last one wasn't as hot as Coloring Book. That was a great album. Then the next one wasn't great, and some of the stuff he's been kind of dropping hints.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it. I feel like I talked about this on the last one. We're gonna go see Tori Kelly, big fan of hers.
Yeah.
And then talking about country, I am not a country guy at all. But Shabuzi, do you not know who he is?
I don't even know who Shabuzi is.
Oh my goodness.
You said Shabubu?
Yeah, Shabuzi. Put the respect on his name.
Okay, I hear you. Shabuzi.
He did 2 songs with Beyonce. He's the one that does the song Tipsy. Someone pour me up another shot of whiskey. You know me.
Oh, I have heard that song. Yes.
He's fantastic.
Yes. Okay, yeah.
He does country music in a way I've not heard from anyone else. And so that's why I'm not sure I'm a country person. I like him because he has, I cannot remember the title of the album, but he has an album that it's like rap, trap-ish meets country music, but it's still like, it's got the production that you'll hear in rap, but it's still got some of that twang and some of the same themes of country music. So good. His new album's about to drop this week.
Okay.
I'm excited about it. That's the one that has Tipsy. There's another one like Vegas or something. All these songs, and he did the Beyonce album. He's gotten a lot of attention. He's from Virginia, so for me, a hometown guy.
Okay.
I'm excited.
You just anticipating. That's what it is.
I'm pumped. I'm excited about it. Again, I don't think this makes me country, but a fan of somebody in the country.
Yeah, I was about to say, you can appreciate somebody's work of art. Yeah, that kind of thing, yeah.
So I'm happy. Everyone's like, there's always something for everybody. My guy's finally arrived.
He said, "My guy's finally arrived."
I'm excited. I'm excited.
That is hilarious. No, that's good though, because I mean, I'm not a huge fan of country, but I can appreciate there's certain people. I don't know if you watched the show The Voice.
Oh yeah,
man, there was a guy maybe 2019, 2018, maybe around that time. His name was Kirk J, and he was in the country, that kind of thing, under, I think his name, Blake Shelton. Yeah, right. And so, man, dude, his voice, bro, I'm like.
They can sing.
I was like, you know what, man? I don't like country music, but if he in country, I'll listen to it.
It's the talent, and I think that's where you were talking about what makes good music. I think that's where it's so differing for different people, because like the stories that you can relate to also really matter.
Yeah, no, that's real.
I'm not a country boy. The pickup trucks, the boots, the culture, like that's just not something that I was brought up around. So I don't have that appreciation for it. I grew up in more urban areas, had more of that culture.
Yeah.
So rap and R&B speak to me a little more. Getting a little older, now I'm thinking about life differently. And so I'm curious about the stories that people are telling, like their life stories. How are they putting that into music? So like the Johnny Swims, the Tori Kellys, like that's where I get more of that influence.
Yeah.
Of like, I'm looking for people who put out another person, Leon Bridges. Great, soulful.
Leon Bridges is built different.
We saw him here in Charlotte.
Are you serious?
Music Factory.
Oh,
at
man.
The amphitheater at Music Factory, and we got lawn seats.
Yeah.
It was perfect. Summer night. It was cool.
Yeah.
He did a fantastic show, and we just kind of sat back and just vibed and just really enjoyed.
I mean, you just talked about Music Factory, man. What are some places that are good to go to in Charlotte for the music scene?
So Spectrum will get the big artists, but a lot of the ones that we're going to are going to be at Fillmore, Underground, that amphitheater. There's the other one that I think is PNC.
Yep.
I don't love going to concerts there.
Yeah.
It's the one road in, one road
Yeah.
out that
Yep.
can take you 2 hours to leave. And so Post Malone was coming, and I was excited. I really wanted to see him. And the minute he said that's the venue, I was like, I don't want to go because it's literally like sometimes 2 hours to leave. We went for one concert, and it took us an hour just to leave the parking lot. And when the concert in the middle of the week, you have work the next day, I just think it's a little tricky.
Yeah, it's not the best.
And a lot of people in Charlotte complain about that venue, just the in and out of it. So, I'm excited for, again, we talked about this last episode, but I'm excited for the concert season coming up. And something that my friends joke about that I've learned to appreciate is live music.
Yeah.
I was very, very critical of live music when I first moved to Charlotte. I didn't get it. And now I think I respect it enough that when you're out sitting on a patio, you're at Sycamore, Suffolk Punch, wherever.
Exactly.
You're at a little street festival, and there's just a guy, a woman, a little band singing a few tunes.
Exactly.
It is great background music. I had to realize I need to stop expecting them to be recording professionals. And then people are having a good time trying to create a vibe.
Just create a vibe, yeah.
And once I got to that point, I do have an appreciation when people say, "Hey, they're playing live music." I'm like, "This is great. It's great."
Exactly. Every time I go to the Water Lantern Festival in the summer, they always have some kind of local, live performer come just to play some tunes or whatnot. And I'm just like, man, I appreciate it.
It helps set the vibe.
It
and
sets the mood.
That's what my friends got me around to. So, okay, so we talked music, movies. So, give me like your favorite childhood movie.
Ooh, childhood movie.
Yeah, because I feel like that's a different category.
So, like I have an older sister, like I said earlier.
Yeah.
She loved Tyler Perry movies. She loved the plays. And so, guess what I did? I sat there with her and her little friend, and we watched those Tyler Perry plays. And I'm going to be real with you. They were the best things I ever watched growing up. If you want to talk about
that's
some
adult television.
That
is not a children's TV.
Well,
that is adult television.
Well, you got to think about it. The time frame, right? Like, when I'm thinking a child, I'm still thinking like if I'm like 8, 9 years old.
Sir,
like,
that is adult television. I
mean, like
PG-13 rated R.
The plays wasn't even that explicit. Now, when you talking about the movies a little different.
Where were your parents?
What do you mean? They were right there with me.
Oh man, come on.
They were right there with me.
Come on.
But now, when I'm thinking of childhood, I'm really thinking like,
come on, okay,
8 to 13.
Okay, so I'll give you mine, and hopefully we can get you back on track.
Oh man,
The Lion King.
And I wasn't a big cartoon movie guy, but go ahead.
You didn't like The Lion King?
I mean, it was cool.
This might be the end of this podcast.
I feel like
he said The Lion King was cool.
It was cool. I like the play.
I did see it on Broadway.
That's what I'm saying.
Seeing a little kid play Simba when Mufasa died.
Exactly.
And seeing a kid like cry out.
Exactly.
I thought I was gonna start bawling.
Exactly.
We were in New York. I watched with my family, and he was like, "Dad," and I was like, "Oh," hearing like a human voice like say it.
Say it exactly.
But Lion King, Space Jam.
Okay.
Space Jam is one of my favorite movies ever. Altea and I went as Bugs and Lola for Halloween in college.
Wow.
We had the jerseys and everything. My brother and sister liked it so much. My brother ended up getting the Daffy Duck jersey. We got my sister the Tweety Bird jersey.
Wow.
So we got a picture with all four of us wearing.
Yeah.
Before we went, though, I realized my wife had never seen the movie. So I made her watch the entire movie.
Okay. I mean, she got to. At that point,
I knew the whole movie almost word for word.
Oh, that's
and
outrageous.
I hadn't watched it in years.
You them kind of people.
Do
you quote during the movie too?
That one I did. I couldn't help myself.
Oh yeah.
I don't watch a lot of movies, rewatch movies like that to that point anymore. But as a kid, my parents knew if you ask Shay what movie he wants to watch, it's probably going to be Space Jam. So every song, every little, like, I can tell you what scene is coming up next. I can tell you who enters and what. I knew that movie like the back of my hand. So that is one of my favorite childhood ones. Now we get into your real adult, grown-up movies. Batman: The Dark Knight.
Oh.
Legendary.
Yeah,
Legendary.
I feel like
Legendary.
Christopher Nolan and Christian Bale, man. I'm trying to tell
Heath
you.
Ledger in that movie, rest in peace.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that movie was. Anytime it's on TV, I'm watching it.
Yeah.
It was spectacular. And then I'm gonna throw you another one that I think this might have been indie film-ish that made it big. Secondhand Lion.
I don't think I've seen that.
It is about this kid who gets dropped off to live with his two uncles in the middle of nowhere. And the uncles were rumored to have money, and he spends the whole summer with them hearing about their life experiences. They fought in wars, all sorts of crazy adventures they've had.
Okay.
And he ends up kind of helping them break. They were tough, rough old men. And the reason it's called Secondhand Lion, they get a lion from like these people would sell themselves. Like people knew they had money, so they just come and sell them. They sold them a lion from like the zoo. The lion just wandered around the yard, and the lion and the kid became like best friends.
Okay.
And so I don't want to spoil the movie. It's definitely worth the watch. But Secondhand Lion, one of my favorites.
So y'all go check that out. Secondhand Lion.
Secondhand, great movie.
Okay, so if
what's his name? Alfred from The Dark Knight is in
Yeah.
the movie. He's one of the uncles.
Oh, okay.
I cannot remember his name, but he's one of the uncles.
Alfred. I'm trying to think. What was his name?
Oh, I cannot remember his name. That's gonna drive me crazy. But yeah, he's one of the uncles.
Yeah, I don't want to get him confused with because you know in the Batman movies, Morgan Freeman is the guy that delivers all the
Yeah. Okay, your movies.
So we want to talk about kiddie movies, cartoons or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
This
Goofy
guy.
movie was a good one. That's a solid movie.
Soundtrack is crazy.
Yeah. I
Oh
think
man, that's a good soundtrack.
that one's top notch. And
That's
then
good. That's a good pull.
I think I was always a huge Spider-Man fan growing
Okay.
up. So Tobey Maguire, he set the tone. I said, bro, you did your thing, bro. Like he really got me into Spider-Man.
Yep.
So all the current stuff that's happening now, like that started with Tobey.
Oh, okay.
He set the tone.
Yes.
And everybody else after him, just they following in his footsteps. You know what I mean?
He did the OG
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
the OG Spider-Man.
The OG
yeah.
Spider-Man. Okay.
And now we want to get a little bit more to like adult movies type thing. You know what I'm saying? The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. Man, I love a good story, bro. Like, I'm gonna be honest.
Really?
I love a good story. Like, I think that the movie is like 3 hours long. I'll watch it tonight if I wanted to. Like, I love that movie through and through.
Button.
Yes.
So I'm gonna tell you something. I haven't watched it,
Are you for real?
and it's bad. I should.
Oh my-
I haven't watched it.
Even if you like, it's. I feel like it's 50-50. People like it or they don't like it.
I still need to watch it.
And
Like,
I
an
was just about to say,
it's an American classic.
I feel like
need
you
to watch
just
it.
have to. Yeah.
I have to.
And the one thing I'm a fan of Brad Pitt. I'm a fan of Denzel Washington.
Oh yes.
And I'm also a fan of Leonardo DiCaprio.
Okay.
So
I mean, you like big names.
bro, I'm trying to tell you, bro, they are the ones, and I mean I like actors that do like TV show like Trevor Jackson, he's a good actor. He's the one that's in Grownish. Right,
Yes,
the
yeah,
spinoff
yeah,
from Blackish,
yeah.
that kind of stuff. I think those are pretty cool too. But if we're talking about like
Yeah.
movies that are like really whimsical, unique, what's the one? Not the Curious. Walter. What's the one? I feel like it's like a dream of some sort. It might be Walter Smitty or something like that. I can't remember. But that movie, I'll drop it below.
So you like the old kind of funny, funny movie? Okay.
But
okay.
I like it when they create like unique landscapes, or they just built something out of nothing. You know what I mean?
Did you ever watch Richie Rich?
Yes, exactly. Yes.
That kind of stuff was fun.
That kind of stuff.
I feel like they were writing, like I feel like at the same time they're writing like the Home Alone movies.
Yes, yeah.
Like the original Spy Kids.
Mm-hmm. Spy Kids was up there too.
So yeah, I feel like they don't make. I mean, they might make movies like that. I guess we're just not kids and we're not looking for them.
I just feel like society has changed it though, man. Like I feel like then we had like a love for that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then more like societal norms now, it's kind of shifted.
It's a lot more than cartoons.
Exactly,
Like, a lot of the
yeah.
good kid movies are like
Mhm.
Zootopia. Like they're a lot more
Exactly.
animated.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Well,
so I
okay,
think
we're
it's
talking
different.
movies, TV show. Your favorite TV show?
My favorite TV show. Man, that's a great question. Right now, currently, Abbott Elementary.
So good. So good. So, man.
Tyler James Williams is my he's to me. I feel like he's a really solid actor. Like
He's been a solid
so
actor forever.
right? But like he was gone for a little period of time. Like he had to deal with his I think he has a disease. I don't know if he has lupus or something like that. But like he was gone for a while. He was on what's that one movie?
Everybody Hates Chris.
That show, yes.
Then he did Disney's Let It Shine.
That's what I was talking about. That one, yes. Let It Shine. That's the one.
He was a rapper.
He was a rapper.
The battle rapper. Yes.
He was a rapper.
Yes.
Yeah. So
God, he's such a. That show was hilarious.
Yeah.
Like in the way that each character gets their shine in every episode, it is so well done. Like there's a moment each time we watch, I look at my wife, I'm like, this show is so well written.
It's well written.
It's so well written.
Yeah.
So definitely enjoying that. Did you watch Shogun?
No, I haven't.
It was so good.
It's good?
It was so. A lot of people were comparing it to like early Game of Thrones, which is high praise, and it was. The writing was good, very true apparently to that time in Japan, which I really appreciate when things are like historically accurate.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And so very true to the times and things that people were experiencing, some of the laws that they had. But apparently they were shooting it. It was supposed to be shot in Japan.
Okay.
But then COVID happened. They ended up having to shoot it in Canada. But the landscape and everything, you would never know. They did such a good job with it. And it's based off a book, and there was only one book. And so the writers have said for now, it's just one season. So it's 10 episodes, one season, a very, very good watch. Like on the edge of your seat, like what's next? Like what's the final play? Very good show. But my favorite TV show of all time, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh man! Not William Smith.
Willard. It's actually Willard.
Willard.
It's not William. If you didn't know, Will Smith's name is not William. It is Willard.
Willard
What? Smith. Yes, Willard Smith.
No way.
That show, I could watch. You talked about like something you can watch in the background. I could watch that show every day. For hours. Like if someone said you get one show to watch the rest of your life, it's Fresh Prince.
Okay.
The jokes. So we all know Uncle Phil is big. We all know Carlton is short. I watched that show recently all the way through. They do not repeat a big joke or a short joke. You know how hard that is for many seasons?
Exactly.
They did not run back the same joke twice.
No way.
Each time a new creative way. The cast was hilarious. Great show. And I watched it with my wife because I'm like, you need to watch this show.
Exactly.
She didn't grow up watching it. I didn't realize how much of that show influences my humor.
Exactly.
For better or for worse.
Yeah.
There are a lot of things that I say and do now that we're watching it. My wife would look at me and go, is this where you got that from?
That's what I feel about.
Is this where you picked this up from?
That's what I feel about a lot of those shows. Like, it's The Fresh Prince, Martin Lawrence, Martin. So yeah, you got what's the other one?
Even for some Friends,
the Jamie Foxx show. Yeah, that one too. I mean, I feel like a lot of those like influenced the way we
Seinfeld. Seinfeld's another one that like a lot of people are like, this was like like big deal for comedy.
Yeah.
And it makes my heart happy. There was always like lessons in it. Fun fact, we were on a cruise last summer doing karaoke. I did the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air song.
No, you didn't.
The problem is we had to cut it after we got to after the first verse because there are more verses in that song.
Yeah, exactly.
We all only know the first verse. So afterwards, I looked at my guy and I was like, cut the track.
All right, we done now, bro.
Please,
we good.
Do not, because I don't know the rest of it.
That part, and you can't embarrass yourself like that in front of, that's not okay.
So yeah, no, that is by far my favorite TV show of all time, The Fresh Prince.
Another thing that's really modern though that I really love is Stranger Things. Oh, I'm trying. Ooh.
I never got into it. Is it worth the watch?
It is all 4 seasons. Season 5 coming out soon, so you better get on it.
I can binge watch.
You can binge watch. Yeah, exactly.
I've heard you are a big fan of this because I remember you talked about this before. Like
exactly.
A lot of people talk about it. I just, I had so many other shows I was watching that I finally have tapered down. Then now I can start picking back up.
Exactly. You can add it to your list now.
Okay, Stranger
Absolutely.
Things. Okay.
Netflix. Yep. I'm telling you location and everything.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Last question here. What else do you like to do for fun? We talked about a little bit about our jobs. This podcast is a new thing that we're doing, that we're enjoying the process. But what else do you do for fun? What are hobbies for you?
So for me, I love to capture pictures. I love to hike. So a
Okay.
big hiking spot that a lot of people should know that's from the Charlotte area is Crowder's Mountain.
Yeah, yeah.
So
We've done
that's
Crowders.
the one. Crowder's. I think it's you have two or maybe two or three different paths you can go up.
We only did the once, and I think it was like during COVID when we
Yeah.
first moved here, and we're
So
just trying
make
to
sure
get
you go on
outside.
the one you want to go on, right?
Okay.
You got the shorter one is obviously it goes straight up. You know what I mean? You're gonna be going up
Oh, so
steps.
they all
and
go the same place.
they go to the same place, yeah.
Oh, just different routes.
It's
to
just
get
different
there? Oh,
routes to
that's
get there.
cool.
Yeah. So
cool.
yeah, and then there's a longer one. That's just it's easy going. It ain't nothing too too hard or difficult. You know me,
Okay.
I like to get the workout in. You know what I'm saying? Thunder thighs type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Go up them steps and yeah. But another one that I went to recently, maybe last summer I went to was High Shoals Mountain. That's
Where's
another
that?
one. That's like a couple hours away. I can't remember. I think it's more west.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think that's a good spot to go to. But yeah, I'm just a big outdoorsy guy, you
Okay.
know? So you'll see me outdoors doing all types of stuff,
Okay.
man. I was going roller skating last summer when it warmed up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you still doing that? I remember you bought the skates and you were learning. Are you still roller skating? Or
I haven't picked them back up. Yeah.
did you have an accident? Is there a story behind this?
No, absolutely not.
Okay,
Like it's
okay.
just so when I got the skates, it was during a time where it was a little warm, like
Okay.
but it started to cool off a little bit, and I'm
Okay.
like, yeah, I can't be out here freezing out now.
Right.
You know what I mean? So yeah, so now it's warming up a little bit
Okay,
more. You know,
okay.
once I find me some good spots where it ain't too saturated, I'll go roller skating again. Cause I ain't roller skating in front of a lot of people. You know
In
what I'm
case
saying?
you do wipe out.
Yeah, exactly. So if I'm following and it's like 50 people around, that ain't it, bro. I can't do that. No.
You just gotta finish it with a cool spin
With
on
a
the
cool
ground and make
spin.
it look like a dance move.
Let me be honest with you. I was playing with a little kid one time when I was in my skates, and he was right behind me, and I was about to fall, and I had to fall so smoothly. You ever seen the movie Roll Bounce?
Oh wow!
Bow Wow?
What a throwback,
Man, I had to throw the leg out real quick, make it seem like I was doing something. Nah, but I was actually falling down. Yeah, nah,
Terrified.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I feel like I'm too big to be falling like that. I don't know. At some point, there's gonna be a fall, and I
Yeah, speaking about what you was talking about, you was playing basketball at the Y, man. If you fall on them skates, it sounds like you can't get back up.
it's yeah. I'm gonna be wounded for a little bit. We went
Not wounded.
we went skiing and snowboarding for the first time. I snowboarded. My wife skied for my birthday this past February, and I had a dream. That I was so sore that I had one of the rolling sticks to roll my muscle out.
Yeah, exactly.
It was in my dream, and then I woke up and the leg was sore, but no rolling stick. So I was just walking around sore. That's how sore I was. Like it came into my
Not
dream.
you was dreaming about it.
I woke up
He
and
had
said,
a muscle. Yeah, like
I was like, that is
yeah.
the craziest dream I've had. I was like, I really was dreaming about the fact that I'm so sore. And then, yeah, you will not see me roller skating. Golf is something that I have picked up.
You did that on your fun employment.
During my fun employment
Yeah.
week. I played 2 rounds and I had a lesson because it's a fun thing for me. I think there is a challenge to golf. Golf does not care how athletic you are,
No, that's real.
how strong you are, how tall you are. And for the sports I've played, those have been assets for me. Now it is
Technique
it's technique. It is consistency. It is
and this
mentally.
too. Mental,
like
bro.
being able to like completely blow up on a hole and then go into the next hole and forget that one.
Yep.
Or blow up on 2 back-to-back holes and then it's like, all right, I'm not gonna let this destroy the next 2.5 hours because you're out there, you're playing for 4 hours. So if your first
Exactly.
hour isn't good, you can't let that mentally destroy.
Exactly.
Because ultimately, like one of my friends that I play with, he said, even if you're not playing well, the weather's good. You're hanging with your friends. The beer is cold, and I was like, that sounds like it belongs in a country song somewhere.
That is hilarious.
But like that is a mindset that I try to keep. That even if it's not a good day on the course, like I'm still having fun.
Yeah.
I had my first birdie during my week of
Okay.
unemployment. My first birdie ever. I was excited. I was excited. It was my friend I was playing with. We both looked at each other like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Like it was a
That's
great moment.
exciting,
And I feel like it's something
man.
I can work to where it's like I play another hobby. I play soccer weekly and I love it. I'm not getting much better at soccer. My peak for
Right.
soccer was years ago,
Yeah.
and golf is something that like I can actually
You can
continue to
keep
get
improving. Yeah.
continue to get better in, and
You
so
ain't tearing no ACLs.
no,
You ain't
nothing
worrying about
like
none of
that.
that. Rolling no sprained ankle.
I'm
None
not
of
gonna
that.
fall.
Yeah.
So that is something that I do appreciate, that challenge. So I'm really trying to be consistent in that. Another thing, Lake Wiley. We're gonna be out there starting next weekend. We got a guy. Shout out to Frank, our guy Frank.
Frank got a boat.
Frank got 2 boats. Frank has 2 boats, and so we'll rent a boat from Frank, and we'll go with some friends, and it's a good time. Like 6 hours, 4 hours, 8 hours, but you go, you're hanging out with your friends,
Right.
bring food, bring drinks, whatever you're into, and you're playing music out there, and it's just a good way to be out from like being on a lake. I feel like I'm so far removed from Charlotte,
Right.
and I love Charlotte, but sometimes it's cool to just like some solace, like some peace.
Exactly.
And, it's
Peace
a,
in outside of Charlotte.
yeah,
Like in
peace,
different.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So I love being out on the boat, and then I feel like this might be my number one hobby. It's grilling. My girl, Big Bertha.
Go ahead, talk about Bertha.
So I have a grill. Her name is Big Bertha. She's the love of my life. Second to my wife. Wife first. Big Bertha is.
I'm glad
right
he
there.
clarified that. Though.
She's right there though, and I love my grill. If you followed me, you'll see all these pictures. Now that the weather is warm, there are some weeks where I might grill 3 or 4 times in a week.
Yeah.
I love it. And I like to cook too, but I don't enjoy it as much as grilling. Marinade, experimenting with things. And
it's a different experience though, man.
And for me, I love to grill, but I love it more when I get to share it with people. So I'm the person that's like, hey, one of my good friends lives not too far from me, and I'll say, hey, I'm grilling something. Do you and your wife want some food? And like they'll come over for a quick dinner, and I love to be able to share that food with people.
Yeah.
Everything tastes better.
And
on
that's
the grill.
different. It's different because you can't do it in the kitchen. I mean,
No.
because the kitchen, first of all, kitchen, but so big.
Right,
I mean, you trying to
right.
cook some stuff, unless you got like a little island or
Right,
you know,
it's
there's a little
different,
bar
it's different.
top. It's different. You know what I mean? But like, yeah, it's something about grilling, man. It's
Ugh.
just, ooh.
I absolutely love it. I told the people, my friends, I said, hey, if you get a text this summer that says you're on the list this week, we got a marinade going. Dinner's at 6:30. If you don't come,
that's on you.
you're gonna end up back in the rotation.
Yeah.
And it might be a long time before you get invited back
Yeah.
again. So if you get an invite to get some of Big Bertha's food,
That boy said, "Put your foot on the gas pedal and pull up on me."
pull up on me, please. See, I'm telling you, and I love it. Like I've done pork skewers. I have a burger press to like make the burgers because I was making so many of them for a
What?
party. A whole burger press, wings. I got different wing. I have different wing recipes. I've done salmon on the grill. I've done a brisket. Just about any meat. The only one I don't think I've done yet is lamb.
Okay.
And we just don't eat a lot of lamb.
Yeah.
But just about any other type of meat you can think of. I've done tilapia, potatoes, all sorts of veggies.
Chef Shei.
Yeah,
The grill master. That's
grill
what it
master.
is. Yeah.
And I'm out there in my Crocs too. Out there in the Crocs, you
That
know.
boy said he is in his uncle mentality. Okay.
I have an apron.
You got the
I have
apron.
a whole apron.
Bro, do you have a towel though? You got a little.
I do have a towel.
Okay.
I do have a towel. I don't keep my towel on me because sometimes it feels weird like having something attached.
But is it sometimes you put it on the shoulder though? Like you throw it
No,
on?
I keep mine on the table beside me. I like
Okay,
to
that's
have my-
cool.
I like
That's
to have
cool.
my
As
hands
long as you
free.
have it in
Oh,
the vicinity, like
come
that's
on.
all that matters. Like that's yeah.
I got all the little grill utensils.
Yeah.
And half my grill is propane. The other
Ooh.
half is charcoal. So recently I had both going. I had wings going over here, a little bourbon honey barbecue recipe that I've kind of created for myself. And then I had some corn on the cob
That's
going.
wild.
And it's chef's kiss.
That
Chef's
sounds like
kiss.
I don't want to say it sound like heaven, but it do kind of
Hey,
a little bit
man.
now. I hope they got it in heaven.
Look, when I finish and I sit on that couch to eat, sit at the table to eat, man, I'm like, it's to the point where I applaud myself. Like, I'll take a bite when I try
got
something new, and
to.
I'm like, Shay,
You did that thing.
You did that. Like you did that. Hey, who knows? Queen City Unleashed barbecue. One day, maybe. Who knows?
We might start a grilling channel.
We're not starting other channels, guys.
Oh,
He's
man.
getting excited. But
Excitement,
we
man.
might throw a little shindig.
Yeah, we might as
get
well.
Bertha out
No,
there.
exactly.
And we can think about it. We can
Think about it. We'll brainstorm a little bit.
Hey.
We'll check this together.
Well, I think this has been fun. You're getting some Charlotte trivia. Now people know these things about us. So who knows? Pay attention to some of the things we said we love. We might have questions with prizes down the road.
Giveaways, anything. Yeah.
Take your notes. Take your notes. KJ, this is probably gonna be the last time we do an episode with just the two of us for a long time.
Yeah, for a long, long time.
We are very, very excited about the interviews and the people that we have coming on. KJ, you want to talk about a few that don't tell them who, but like the genre, the market that they're coming from?
Man, we got comedians, we have yoga, we have soccer. Man, we have, football coach, that kind of stuff. Man, we have all types of things.
So some of the other ones, we've got a local Charlotte influencer that we've got coming on.
Mm-hmm.
We got someone who's like an esthetician.
Yeah.
Chemical peels of face, get your face looking real good.
Yeah, get it. What they say? What they call it? Get it beat. That's another.
That's a makeup. That's the makeup. That's like beating your face. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Man, you must have been learning from Altea.
I know things. I know things. So we've got that.
Talk about one of the biggest ones, though.
So there's a restaurant in Charlotte that is got a great reputation and a big name, and we clipped a video with them. We talked about them.
Yeah.
And
if you ain't watch it, go back and watch it.
And they said that they would love to do a podcast with us, and so they're in the middle of opening another restaurant. And so we're excited because that's huge. Like, this is like all the other people we're excited to have, but this name is like, people are writing about them, talking about them. They've got national recognition, and they're like, yeah, we'd love to do the podcast with you guys. So we're pumped. I'm super excited about that. So yeah, it's gonna be a little different moving forward, but it'll still be the two of us, but we'll have guests, and we also got a pizza place that we're doing.
Yeah, we got exactly.
And so yeah, we've got a lot of people that have shown interest, and we thank you guys for your suggestions. Again, if you have people that you think we should have on the podcast, again, the goal of this is for us to share their stories. This is not Shay and KJ going viral. It is, we want to put the people of Charlotte on to the rest of everyone else. So that we want to expose you guys to the people behind the things you love. Again,
the voices of Charlotte,
the
man.
voices.
Yeah.
We're here to share the voices of Charlotte. And so this isn't about us. This is about the city. This is about building a community of people where we can go to one another and hear, hey, I'm interested in a new yoga spot, or I need a pizza place.
Exactly.
Like, how did you start this pizza place? We're here for the community, for the people. And so if you have someone that you think would be great to have on our podcast, drop them in a comment, DM us, let us know, send us their profile so we can look through and we can reach out to them. But there's no market in Charlotte that Queen City Unleashed does not want to touch.
Absolutely.
And so you please send them our way. But yeah, we're excited. That's what we have coming up next. And so KJ, you excited about these interviews?
Of course, man. Why wouldn't I be, man?
Like, it's gonna be great. Gonna try to be real journalists, but we're gonna have fun, and so we're never gonna take ourselves too seriously. And,
exactly.
It's always gonna be fun vibes over here.
Absolutely, man. Well, man, that's all we have.
All right, awesome. Thank y'all for tuning in for another episode. We'll see you on the next one with our first ever episode, our interview. Yeah, our first ever interview. Thank y'all and have a good one. Queen City out.